This is what life looks like for these chimps. Playful, loud, and unmistakably wild. For more than 3 decades, Tacugama has endured, a fragile refuge holding its ground against the pressures closing in around it. The sanctuary has consistently ranked among the world's most visited conservation site on TripAdvisor for over a decade, drawing visitors from across the globe into this shrinking pocket of this colonial rainforest. Abdullah has spent the last 15 years guiding visitors through these forests, offering them a rare, intimate glimpse into the lives of Sierra Leone's endangered primates.
I think it's worth visiting this place. The environment, it's so warm, the nature is very here, and of course the movement for them to keep the chimps temporarily to free from poachers or from any endangers. This is very important that keep coming to Tacugama Chimpanzee Sanctuary and also to Sierra Leone tourism as well.
This is a portrait of the late primatologist Jane Goodall with Tacugama's founder Bala Magasekaran, taken during her first visit to Sierra Leone in 1993. Today, the sanctuary is preparing to unveil a 500-meter canopy walkway, the longest in West Africa, an ambitious effort to bring people closer to the forest without disturbing its delicate balance.
World Bank is putting in huge sums of money to develop something to support tourism. And they chose this place because Tacugama has a track record of running a project for over 30 years and run it well and kept on growing it to a point where this is your #1 ecotourism destination. So when we started the project, all this area was forested. Just like what you see here, you can even see there is a green line going there. That is the canopy walk that is funded by UNDP. Why they are doing that? Simply because we want to protect the canopy.
But just beyond the 4 walls of this sanctuary, the story changes abruptly. The forest is fast surrendering to its defeat. A stretch of land almost the size of a standard football pitch, once a lush and living canopy, now lies exposed, stripped bare in what was meant to be a protected reserve. The so-called green belt has been pushed back, its boundaries redrawn, not by law, but by persistent defiance and corruption.
Within 3 years, they have ravaged this place. And you want to tell me that we are serious in terms of developing tourism, safeguarding our #1 tourism destination? I mean, this is a joke. Where are the people? Where are the agencies? I mean, fine. If the agencies are there, they are ready to work, where are the resources? If you ask the agencies, they will tell you, well, we don't have the resources. But that's why we have a government. If you establish an agency who is supposed to do law enforcement, make sure they are given the resources to do it. Then you can blame to say if they are not doing it, then you can say they are not committed. So it is a combination of different things. Everybody needs to come. It has to be a concerted effort. Otherwise, we lose this place. I mean, for me, you feel like you wasted 32 years of your life trying to get this product for this nation, because I love this country.
Those working here say the threat is no longer small scale. They allege the destruction is being driven not by subsistence need, but by influence, powerful interests, often shielded by political connections and general affluence.
According to them, they do have their document from the Ministry of Lands that normally sell the lands to them. Even sometimes when we do have our guys going outside to do their daily patrols, they come across people, they show them some documentation, but you find out that all these documents they normally showed are not legal documents. But there is an allege that those documents have been given to them from the Ministry of Lands.
In 2019, Sierra Leone declared the chimpanzee Pantroglodyte verus its national animals, even placing its image on the national passport. Yet, here in the forest meant to protect them, that symbolism collides with a stark and troubling reality, making it either a not-so-clever joke or a national hypocrisy.
So this is the Congo Dam, and it's like 3 kilometers in trail from the Tacugama Chimpanzee Sanctuary. But just like the chimp sanctuary, these too is on the verge of extinction, being destroyed by the very people who are supposed to protect it. As you can see, there's not a drop of water in here. The devastating effect of climate change and human activities on the environment has had a very adverse effect on this place. Soon, perhaps, no water at all could be coming from this very facility, which had once served the thousands of people who are living in this mountain area.
Tacugama sits between Regent and Bathurst, communities that depend on this rainforest not just for biodiversity but for safety. Christopher Awolowo Refo, the scribe of Regent Village, warns that continued destruction could trigger disaster far worse than the 2017 mudslide.
This is not a state of being worried anymore. It's a state of living in perpetual fear, because we have so much encroached the ecosystem to the point that we are now vulnerable to any disaster. Despite the fact that we've already experienced disaster 9 years ago at the Motome mudslide, I think we are breeding the worst that could claim thousands, not hundreds like the Motome did, but thousands. And then as an indigene that knows this community, that knows how torrential the rains can be, and that knows the level of atrocity that the rains usually cause, I'm afraid.
A source who does not wish to be named told the AYV that one of the houses inside the reserve is linked to a member of the Presidential Security Detail, an allegation we cannot independently verify. What is visible at this point, however, is a pattern. While multiple structures remain standing deep within this restricted zone, only one has been demolished so far. For many, it raises difficult questions about enforcement, the rule of law, accountability, and using undue privileges in the state.
The United Nations World Tourism Barometer has recently listed Sierra Leone as one of the fastest growing sports or travel destinations around the world. But with the astronomical level, if you like, or teary level of environmental carnage that is happening here, those possibilities could end without even being realized soon.
Only days ago, fire swept through another section of this forest. The cause remains unclear, but the damage is undeniable. There is now a spectacle of charred earth where thick vegetation once stood. Yet, amid the loss, there are efforts to restore what remains. Last year alone, the sanctuary planted 70,000 trees, with plans to quadruple that number this year. Kojo Kamara knows this forest from both sides. Once a hunter, now a conservationist, he has spent over 25 years helping to protect what he once tried to destroy.
As you see right behind me back now, you will see say the side where the forest don't reach, not to the side again been there. People don't cross the boundary, don't they cut tick them. And when you watch something like over 5 years back will not be the short of water.
As you can see, some 5 years ago, this area wasn't like this. There has been a drastic change due to encroachment and rapid deforestation. The drying up of the dam this year came as a huge surprise to all of us. Before now, we had water in abundant supply, but that too has changed. The government needs to be more serious about forest protection, especially the Western Area Rural Reserve, where the green belt is situated. We need more guards to secure the forest.
Here at Tacugama, the battle is no longer just about conservation. It's about survival. Survival of a species, of a forest and of the fragile line between protection and exploitation. For now, the chimps still call out through the trees, but whether those calls will echo in the future remains a deep uncertainty. Victor Jones reporting for AYV News from the Tacugama Chimpanzee Sanctuary region for Wake Up Sierra Leone.